in your science film, you might want to add a bit of text in. Just something to add context, like a title, or something like a lower third to tell us who that person is on the screen. So let's have a look at how we do that in Filmora. So within Filmora, I've got all my media here, and I just want to add a title in. Something at the start, just to give an opening to the entire film. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to titles, and then have a look at these options. So we've got openers, and these tend to be with a colored background that would sit by themselves. It's just like a regular opener. Some of them are a bit strange, but some of them are okay. I mean, you wouldn't have, well, maybe, no, you probably wouldn't have this as your opener to your science film, but maybe something like this that you would. Maybe it's something with a colored background on it. Or, and what I recommend for documentary style ones and things that are just about your science, is having titles where they just play over the top of your footage that you've got. So let's have a look at bringing some of that in. I'm going to bring some media in that I've already got, some B-roll, just some regular drone footage. Let's bring that down into the timeline, into number 1. And then I'm going to bring a title down, just something like this. And I'm going to add it to layer 2. So it plays over the top of the thing that's underneath it. Extend that, and then what we see we've got is something that looks like this. If I want to change anything about that, I'm probably going to want to change what it says. I can double click on it, and it'll bring me into the text part. And then within this, then I can go to this and change the actual title of it. So Science in the Alps. And then I can change this one just by double clicking on it there. I can change the text here as well. If I want to change the font, I can do the same thing. I can come to here and add it, make it bold, change the size of it, things like that. If I want to change the position of it, I can do that by clicking on these, or probably a little bit easier is I can just pick it up and move it around. That's okay as well. So if I come back to the start, that's what we've got just there. Excellent, that's fine by me. That's a good little opener. Okay, so back to my media, because this is going to be the rest of my film now. I'm going to maybe you want to introduce Tamara. So I'm going to drag this down and into, again, layer number 1, because we're going to want to put a lower third in over the top. Just a little bit of text that tells us who she is. Okay, so let's go from there, back to titles, and then you'll see when it says lower thirds on it. And then we come to this, and I just want a nice simple one. So what's this one? Maybe something that says who she is, her name, and then who she is underneath. So something with 2. Yeah, so that'll say Tamara, and she's a climber. So I'll drag this down and in. And I'll come across to here. And then we can see then that that'll pop up with her name and who she is. To change that, I'll double click on it, and maybe I want it over here. It's on dark rocks, so I want it to be a light color. If I wanted to change the font, all I would, the color of the font, all I do is change it to that. For example, if I was going to place it up on here, I would obviously want a darker color. So for this one though, I just want it to be white because it's on a dark background. So I'll choose white. Excellent. And I'll say that this is Tamara. And then in who she is, I'm going to write she's a climber / scientist. Excellent. And you'll see that this now doesn't really line up anymore. So all the bits are kind of all over the place. So what we can do is move it around either by choosing the position separately. So I can make it in the middle on the right, in the center, at the top. I can do it like that. Or I can literally just pick it up and move it, which is normally the easier option. So just picking up and moving from one place to another. I'll do the same thing with climber / scientist. And then I'll do the same with this. And what we find then is that when it plays back in that order, and then it'll disappear when it gets to the end. So that's how we add text and titles in. So titles are normally at the start of your film, and then lower thirds are something that adds context to it and tells us who that person is. It's really simple to do in Filmora and really powerful too.